The Philadelphia Eagles are 8-0. I don't care what the Bills did, win or loss. If you are 8-0 and nobody else is undefeated, you should be ranked number one. That's just facts, y'all. We got some things we got to talk about. I'm looking at this ranking, and yes, we are number one. I ain't got no problem with that. But I got a problem with who is number two in the NFC. Let's talk about it, y'all. Yo, that. A-G-L-E-S.
Eagles! Eagles!
Say fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yo, that man, you know who it is, you know what it is. Your boy, Philly Fresh, a.k.a. the General Report for Duty. Listen, if you have not done it, I appreciate if you hit that sub button that's right down there. There it go. Yes, it's right there. And it's down. That's too to let you know when I put up all this flavor, man. Appreciate all of y'all, man. We on the road to 4K. We almost there. Shout out to y'all. And last but not least, man, y'all been doing a great job with this. Hit the like button for your boy. The more people get to see it, the more the algorithm works, and more people can buy the merch. And one day I can quit my job. All right. Fresh facts of the day is this. I don't understand. And this is coming from somebody that's supposedly covering the Eagles. And I'm not even going to get them the clout or whatever the case may be. But on the road to 8-0, the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Just more slander. First game, beat the Lions by 3. The Lions looked like they was competing with everybody after us. That was the first game, and they hit us with some haymakers. But yet and still, we won, okay? Kirk Cousins. Beat Kirk Cousins in primetime. No. Let's X that. Dominated Kirk Cousins in primetime. They scored 7 points. 7 points. Not trying to hear it. Beat the Commanders. Dominated the Commanders. Stop saying beat. Stop saying like we just went in there and we got our win and that was it. No, dominated. 9 sacks. Domination. They put up 8 points. 8 points. And some of that was our fault with the safety, but still only put up 8 points, okay? Then we go to beat Trevor Lawrence. I'll make no excuses or whatever the case may be. It was a tough game. It was raining out there, yada, yada, yada. But we still got the job done. And they was one of the only teams to put up 20 points on us. One of the only, because there's only been 2. Only been 2 teams to put up over 20 points on us, period. Think about that. Beat the Cardinals without Hopkins. So, how many other teams have not? So, I just don't understand it with these guys. Beat Cooper Rush. No, we beat the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't beat Cooper Rush. Everybody was talking about Cooper Rush was the savior, remember? We don't hear his name now because Dak is back in. But everybody was talking about Cooper Rush was the savior. Right? Not trying to hear that. And we beat that defense. That's what it really boiled down to, remember? Everybody was talking about this defense cannot be scored on. Jalen Hurts can't do this against this defense. We owned Micah Parsons. Period. Then we go to Pittsburgh. Okay. Bottom 3 team. Whatever. They come and fight. They got a hell of a head coach who can beat any team at any time. Any given time. But just not us. This is one of the scariest teams ever because the coaching is there. But yet and still, our coaching was better. Our players was better. We showed up and we showed up. Then they say we struggle with the Texans. It wasn't a struggle. It's a Thursday night game. You got to travel all the way to Houston. You coming off a bye to where though you dominate Pittsburgh. Then you got to go all the way out to Houston to play a Thursday game. Most teams would have folded. Most teams would have lost. So, how are we not ranked number one? Why is this even being discussed? Why is this being written? You always got to try to find a way to put the Philadelphia Eagles down. But you got guys like me and the rest of my guys. We're going to go to war for us because we know the work that's been put in. We understand that this team is 8-0. The best record that this franchise ever had. And you not going to diminish what we got going on. That was the longest, that's the longest fresh fact of the day, but it had to be said. Now let's get into what I don't like. Okay, the Philadelphia Eagles ranked number one. Yes, I get it. I understand it. Yeah, I understand we still got Baltimore who's going to play in probably about an hour or so. I get it. But when I'm looking at these rankings, I'm saying you have Philadelphia Eagles, number one. Then you got the Bills, number two. Got no problem with that. Then you got the Chiefs, number three. Don't got no problem with that. I probably would put the Chiefs over the Bills, but they did beat them, so I get it. I understand it. But then you got the Dallas Cowboys, who got 2 losses, and Minnesota has 1, and that's to us. Oh, yeah, and Dallas Cowboys, one of those losses, guess who that's to? Now, I'm so confused on why is Dallas Cowboys ranked number 4 when you have a team. Let's look at Minnesota and what they've been doing, right? So Minnesota, they come in first game and they beat the Packers. Now at this time, a lot of people was high on that win. It's not looking that good as much, but it's still the first game of the season, and you put a smacking down on them. They only scored 7 points, right? And the Cowboys still have to play them next week, so we'll see. Then they got beat by us. Only put up 7 points. They self had a dogfight with the Lions. This is what I was saying about the Lions. Like, they beat them by 4 points. The Lions at the beginning of the season, they was no joke. The wide receiver, Amon Saint, or whatever you call him, and their running backs, they was doing their thing, and Jared Goff was in the zone. But all that came down crashing in the middle of the season now, and it's looking like the wins is not as good as they was, but they was. Okay. Then you have the Vikings versus Saints. Beat the Saints. They beat the Bears, 22-29. Beat the Dolphins, who is a good team. The Dolphins is a hell of a team. Beat them, right? Tyreek Hill and all that. Beat the Cardinals, so did we. And beat the Commanders yesterday. Now, I'm going to say the Commanders win is probably the most lackluster win that I see on the schedule for them. But a win is a win is a win. A win is a win is a win. And they have 1 loss, and Dallas Cowboys have 2. So let's go to Dallas Cowboys, right? So Dallas Cowboys, how would start? It's not showing me. I know y'all lost to Tampa Bay. Right? Then y'all went win. Then y'all lost to us. Now, these last couple games, it has been exciting for the offense. Putting up 49 on Chicago, I understand that. I get that. You know what I mean? Holding the Lions, this is what I'm saying. In the middle of the season, I don't know what happened to them, but this is not the only time they have been stumped in the middle of the season. They did beat them 6-24. You know what I mean? Beat the Rams. I think that's really their best win. But when you look at it, the Rams are not who we thought they was. The Rams are not who we thought they was. Beat Washington, so did we. Beat the Giants. Now, to me, that is a good win. Not gonna take nothing away from them, but I think the Giants owe them something, and that's gonna come back to haunt them. So when you look at it, the Vikings, to me, have the better signature win with the Vikings, with the Cardinals. Because they kind of not blew out the Cardinals, but they demolished them. And this was with Hopkins. Hopkins was back then. And then you got to look at what Dallas has done, and I'm not too impressed. Not too impressed. I don't think that they should be number 4. They should be number 5 or number 6 or something like that. And then we got Lamar Jackson about to play. Do you think the Dallas Cowboys are better than the Ravens, even though they have 2 losses too, and have a chance to? No, they got 3 losses. Damn. So, do they got 3 losses? Hold up. Yeah, they got 3 losses. So they out of this conversation. So what I'm saying is, I have no problem with us being number 1, obviously, because it's crazy that some people were still saying that we shouldn't be number 1. Some people want to put Kansas City up there and yada 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 for their performance. That performance was okay yesterday. I got back and I because we played Thursday, I got back and I got to watch a lot of games, and that performance was okay. Now, did Patrick Mahomes come through in the clutch? Yes, he did. Shout out to him for that. Now, we have been so dominant, we haven't had to do things like that. The closest that we really had to do that was, what was that? Really, the Cardinals game. When they would score, and then we would score, and then it's like, all right, they're trying to score again, stop them, score again. Win by 8. Win by 8. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, man, like, I know these rankings are just rankings. I get it. But I don't want people to over bloviate about it, because we're going to see the Dallas Cowboys again with your man, and we're going to see what's going to happen. What are you going to do to stop our offense? Y'all cornerbacks cannot stick our wide receivers. That's just facts. But our cornerbacks can. CeeDee Lamb locked him up and won't let him out. Gallup locked him up and won't let him out. That happened. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Tomorrow, I will be doing a premiere. Make sure y'all got your notification button on. I will be doing a premiere on the second quarter of the Philadelphia Eagles season. We did the first already. If y'all haven't seen that, go back and go and go look at that. But we're going to do from week 4 to week 8, the second quarter. And I'm going to give my rankings position by position, coach by coach. And we're going to talk about it, y'all. Y'all already know, man. Stay Philly, stay fresh, y'all. Yo, that.
Stay